It's been a busy month here with the introduction of the minimum housing standards that came into effect on September 1. What are the minimum housing standards? These minimum housing standards gave more legislation around what the minimum standards are in order to rent out your property. Consequently, it also gave tenants more rights on how to react if a property is not being maintained in accordance with these standards. One of the key items of the minimum housing standards for landlords is maintaining your premises and inclusions, including electrical appliances. So what this means is if you have something like solar panels or ducted air conditioning in your investment property, it must be working when the tenant leases the property or you have to remove it. Our advice is if you have a feature in a home and it's not working, get rid of it. Otherwise, your only choice is to maintain that inclusion during the entire tenancy. You cannot choose just to simply not replace it or simply not repair it should it break down during a tenancy. Additionally, the minimum housing standards mean that any repairs under the minimum housing standards are now an emergency repair. Think middle of summer and a tenant reports that the aircon stops working. In the middle of summer, it's going to be about a 6-week wait before we can get somebody out there, and we no longer have the leisure of getting 3 or 4 quotes before conducting a repair. Unfortunately, this is now an emergency repair, just like a hot water system, and has to be treated as so. The good news is common sense still needs to prevail between tenants and landlords. So if there is an emergency repair and it is going to be a hefty expense, it is reasonable to ask for a couple of quotes before conducting that repair. The last thing I want to highlight is that under the new legislation, a tenant can use up to 4 weeks' rent to conduct an emergency repair. So if a tenant does feel as though repairs aren't being conducted at their property, they are allowed to spend up to 4 weeks' rent to get that repair done and then claim that 4 weeks' rent from the owner. Furthermore, the tenant can apply to QCAT to have a repair order put on the property, and many a times that does come with compensation also being paid back to the tenant if the repair has taken some time to be organised. As always, we aim to deliver you the most informative insights into property management and sales. So if there is ever anything you need, please don't hesitate to contact us.